I think one of the most important things for people that are going through this, or may in fact go through this someday, is don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. Be a little afraid, but be courageous. I think you need to understand that the option of not doing anything is not really an option. My urologist told me, if you don't want to do anything for 10 years, we don't need to do anything. And I said, okay, but what could we do in 10 years? He said, nothing. There'd be nothing we could do in 10 years. Well, that's not an option. I have children. I have so many things I want to do in my life. I walked my oldest daughter down the aisle in February of this year. I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old. And at the age of 57, I'd like to someday walk those two girls down the aisle too. Now, the 8-year-old would be okay, but the 6-year-old, I might be in a walker and oxygen, but it'll happen. That's my goal. And the only way that's going to happen is if you take control of your life and take control of your health. And if you're not getting the answers you need to get, then ask other people. Educate yourself, make yourself as aware as possible of what's out there. Don't focus on the possible potential side effects. The only side effect that you should be focused on is death. And that's the one you need to avoid at all costs. If there's some incontinence, hey, guess what? You can still survive. You can still live a full life. If there's erectile dysfunction, you can deal with that. There's lots of ways of dealing with that today. And that's the other important aspect of involving your partner in all of the steps in the journey through prostate cancer. So nothing becomes a surprise. Nothing needs to be whispered. You need to talk in a loud voice about everything dealing with prostate cancer. A great story. I was interviewed on television, one of our local television stations, and I was being interviewed by a gal who asked me if I was at least a bit embarrassed about talking about prostate cancer to a girl. And I remember looking at her and I'm thinking, no. And my answer to her was, no, Maria, I'm not embarrassed. I've had more hands up my behind than Kermit the Frog. And I think that's important, that people shouldn't have the perception of embarrassment.
Some prostate cancers are high risk, aggressive, and more likely to spread. Others are low risk, least likely to have bad outcomes. The biopsy says cancer, but current diagnostic tools provide limited information about how aggressive a man's individual disease is. So most men decide to treat prostate cancer immediately. Once treated, many men experience serious long-term side effects, like incontinence and sexual impotence. Immediate treatment isn't always needed, but right now a man can't be sure if his cancer is the kind that is likely to require treatment or if he's okay to wait for now. What if there was a test that could determine how aggressive prostate cancer is? Genomic Health is developing a new test to do just that. By reviewing the underlying biology of the tumor and using genes from multiple biologic pathways, the test can predict the aggressiveness of prostate cancer when diagnosed, allowing a man to make a more informed treatment decision with confidence, taking care of himself with more information and greater peace of mind.